Well, hello, friends. We're still in Louisville, Kentucky. It's Saturday, November 20th, and we're headed down to Knoxville, Tennessee, in our second post-SU-7 flight. I figured I'd do a full flight video today for this 190 nautical mile flight, and we'll see how it goes. Let's get up into the cockpit. Fix our camera. I'm glad to see that the stuff that I had to correct has not reappeared. Boy, the clouds look great, don't they? Battery, left and right. Gen, left and right. GPU.
Bravo Whiskey IFR to Knoxville, ready to copy.
Start that. Recognition.
Cessna November 43 Bravo Whiskey is cleared to Knoxville Airport as filed.
How high?
Takeoff runway 17 right climb and maintain 11,000 feet.
Okay.
Departure frequency is 13.2.07 squawk tree 246.
We're flying at 30,000 feet today on this short flight.
Bravo Whiskey,
Calibrate our altimeter.
Takeoff runway 17 right climb and maintain
APU's just about there.
Departure on 1.2.07
Set our nav source to GPS. Set bearing 1 to nav 1, or to GPS, and bearing 2 to nav 1, because we are landing on ILS. Wind option 2. Let's start our engines. Right engine first.
Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey requesting pushback.
Release the parking brake.
Bravo Whiskey pushback request accepted.
Engine starting. See right here. See it coming up. Okay. For whatever reason, no matter what I set the fuel at on the setup page, I've noticed this. This is one thing that is... Well, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I stand corrected. It's fine. I set it at 25%. It's at 25%. Very good. Acknowledge that.
Oral warning, okay.
Thank you. Sorry. Should have done that sooner. Pedostatics on. Okay. Right engine's just about there. Speed bug, we're getting pushed back right now. Speed bug's VR is 133. VY 195. And VAP 138. All on.
Ground Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey requesting the end of
Set
pushback.
VS at 3,000 feet per minute.
Request to end pushback received.
Set manual speed 195. I'm going to try to tinker with the FLC, but it's still a little temperamental. Zoom in on the MFD. Okay, right engine's good to go. Now we'll do our left. It's coming up. Very good. Altimeter's calibrated at 323. Flying a SID today, but I forgot to write it down. Standard instrument departure, but it's already programmed in. Show you
Cessna November 343 Bravo
PFR
Whiskey
map.
with uniform ready to taxi IFR.
Here's the airport here at Louisville, and head southeast. This is the SID. Lean package freight Fedra Ohagi Angra Soggy. I love the name of this waypoint right here. Rocky Top, RKYTP. Any bluegrass fans will understand the significance of Rocky Top. Anyway, we're headed into Knoxville, Tennessee. In theory, if we don't have any problems, let's do a notch of flaps. And both the engines are good, so APU off. Flaps 1, notch. And we'll get our taxi lights on. Ready our timer. All right, friends. Let's look outside. We've got the taxi ribbons going. Fix the camera real quick. Let's go. I noticed yesterday in reviewing the video that there's no taxi lights. When I say the video, I'm talking about our approach and landing at Louisville. There's no taxi lights. So the runway lights were fine, If you know those normal little blue lights that we see along the taxiway and so forth, they're gone. I don't know what happened. That might be an SU7 bug. But it doesn't render the sim unplayable, so I'll just deal with it for now. Very close to our departure runway as we head to the south, taking off to the south. We're taking off from the same runway we landed on yesterday, 17 right, and headed into the ILS runway at Knoxville of 23 left. We do need to input the ILS and VOR frequencies, which we'll do here momentarily. You can see we're going right to the end of that runway. Anyway, there should be taxi lights on the... Whoops. Just hit my throttle on accident with my finger. We should see taxi lights on the left and right side, so I don't know what that's all about. Not a big issue in night flights, but it's a little unsettling from an immersion standpoint. All right. Let's go to Knoxville as we continue our 50-state tour. Oh, interesting. I don't see any hold short
Louisville
bars.
Tower, Cessna November, Tree 43 Bravo Whiskey, ready for IFR departure runway 17 right.
Cessna November, Tree 43 Bravo Whiskey, altimeter 30.23, wind 215 at 12. Cleared for takeoff runway.
So the winds are out of the
17 right.
south-southwest, 215 at 12. Okay, we're clear for takeoff. Runway 17 right.
Cessna November,
Tree
Tree
Whiskey.
43 Bravo Whiskey.
All right, friends.
Brickyard 475, 4 exit runway with naval.
Let's go. Yeah, there should be lights here and here. Skies look amazing. Runway heading is 170 on the button.
Brickyard 475, 4 exit runway with naval.
I don't see anybody on our
Brickyard
runway.
475, 4 contact ground on 121.7.
Okay, good. All right, we got our approach course, or rather our runway heading set. We'll sync our heading bug. We'll zoom out on our MFD.
121.7 for Brickyard 475.
I'm going to fly the nav on this one because it's almost an immediate left turn. Start our timer. Let's go to Tennessee, friends. Okay, we're rolling. Airspeed's alive, 80 knots. Now, little wind out of the right, about at 2 o'clock, and rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Autopilots.
Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey, contact Louisville departure on 132.07. Good day.
Is it 200?
132.07 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey.
Landing lights.
Louisville departure.
Bring in
Cessna
those
November,
flaps.
Tree 43 Bravo Whiskey is passing 1,900 feet, climbing 11,000 feet. Cessna November, Tree 43 Bravo Whiskey, Louisville departure, altimeter 30.23, continue to lean as planned.
So we got some clouds. It's dark in the cockpit, isn't it? Some clouds coming up, so we'll anticipate icing. Nice weather, I mean, all things considered, in Louisville today. Weather is 56 degrees and mostly cloudy. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Knoxville is 53 degrees and sunny. Very nice weather for Thanksgiving week. Go ahead and... See, I would like to use FLC, but watch what happens if I do. Okay, I'm going to show you something. So we use FLC. Let's set it at 220, okay? Let's see what happens to our vertical speed as it adjusts. Stand by. I just find that it goes too high. Making that left turn now. That looks good. Anyway, yeah, listen to that Rocky Top
Tree Bravo
song.
Whiskey, contact Indianapolis Center on 124.625. Good day.
24625.
124.625 Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey. Indianapolis Center, Cessna November, Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey is at 8,000 feet, climbing 11,000 feet.
Cessna November 34 Bravo Whiskey, Indianapolis Center, altimeter 30.23, continue to package as planned.
See what I mean? Look at our climb. It's like 5,000 feet per minute. It's settling down now only because we're coming up on our climb to our instructed altitude. Okay, we're above 10,000. It's at 280. Now watch for ice because we're heading into these clouds. Outside air temperature -3, so I'd expect some. There it is. Up to 230, Cessna Whiskey. So I'm gonna use FLC.
Flight level 230 Cessna Tree Bravo
Let's
Whiskey.
see how it handles it. Using FLC is a little more complex. Remember, I don't use an FMS in this, so it's sort of very hands-on flight management of the autopilot. Zoom out on our MFD. So 20. There's the ice. As predicted, but we're coming out of it here in a second.
121.175 for Cessna Tree Bravo Whiskey. Indianapolis Center, Cessna November, Tree 4 Tree Bravo Whiskey is at 12,900 feet, climbing flight level.
So
230.
nothing
Cessna November, Tree 4 Tree
problematic.
Bravo Whiskey, Indianapolis Center, altimeter
See what I mean in terms of this climb rate when you use the FLC? 5,500 feet per minute. What am I, the space shuttle? Anyway, I'm going to use the VS. It just puts too much strain on the engines. VS allows you, or allows me, to control the vertical speed directly, as opposed to having it be the product of a computation. So they cleared us up to 23,000. I'm going to always do as I often do, which is set 24.5, just because the AI ATC tends to not give you further climb instructions until you're 200 feet when you're going at 3,500 feet per minute. 200 feet, so in other words, like 5 seconds from your instructed altitude, and I don't like that. About to pass through transition altitude. Should get that. Yeah, here it comes from Betty. Right up. There it is. So set standard. Here on the barrow. 29902. Also in standby. 29902. So you can see something kind of interesting that happens here to the airspeed, which you have to monitor just like a hawk. We've instructed the aircraft to climb at a rate of 3,500 feet per minute, which it's endeavoring to do and which it's succeeding in doing. But if you notice, the airspeed, the knots indicated, is dropping ever so slowly. If I keep this up, the higher I go, the faster that'll drop, because it just can't maintain that kind of a climb rate at the speed I've told it to fly at. So I liken everything to running, and if I am faced with a big hill to climb, I can climb it. But you can't ask me to climb it at a fixed speed. My ability to climb that hill will be limited by not just my physical strength, which in the aircraft sense is related to its engines and their performance abilities, up to 290 through whiskey, but also just by
Climb and maintain flight level 290.
you know, how fast can you run up a mountain, and for how long as you get higher and higher, especially, and you're deprived of more and more oxygen. So, long story short, and you notice how it's dropped about a knot or two, and it'll keep dropping. So what I typically have found myself doing is reducing the climb rate. In other words, telling it that it doesn't have to climb such a steep hill. However, as I get higher, I've noticed that the FLC gets a little more reasonable. So we'll set FLC at 275. And if you'll notice, the VS indication is not, you're not climbing at 6,000 feet per minute anymore. So anyway, I don't want to forget to enter our ILS frequency, which is 110.75. And there's a VOR at Knoxville of 116.4. Nice, beautiful day. No weather to worry about on this flight. Coming up on 290, but we know we're going to 30,000, so I don't want it to start leveling off unnecessarily. Increase our FLC to 290. And you notice, I don't know if you noticed, the VS dropped dramatically. Now it'll adjust. Anyway, I wanted to get a flight in. I'm so... 300 for whiskey. I wanted to get a flight. I'm so tired. I got up at 4. For whatever reason, I haven't been able to sleep very well lately. And I had a great run with my dog. 15 miles. Beautiful morning for a run. It was out in the canyons and the mountains near my house, and I'm very tired. Engage half bank mode. Betty says that destination ATIS 128.35. We could actually go and listen to that, but I don't have the time. Oh, look. There's somebody. It's that guy right there. He's obviously well above us. All right, we're cruising at 30,000 feet now. We'll switch over to Mach mode and we'll gun it up, take it up to about 840. Yeah, we can handle that. So we've engaged Mach speed mode, which will fly the aircraft at this barber pole right here is overspeed. Winds aloft are varying pretty significant. We have a 73 knot right quartering tailwind. So our ground speed right now is pretty impressive. Anyway, 0.84, 84% of the speed of sound. Of Mach, in other words. Doing 545 knots, 546 knots ground speed right now. That is really moving. We're going to be in Knoxville before you know it.
Going to 121.325 Endeavor 5115.
131 miles out now. Now at 30,000 feet, I'd expect to receive our descent instructions at 100 nautical miles out from Knoxville. Beautiful out there, huh? My dog's view. My dog's the only one who wants to travel with me these days. Oh, that's pretty. Well, we're well above the ice, I think. Let's take a look. So anyway, you see we have our speed bug just a hair under the barber pole. And that's why we're not getting any overspeed warnings. There's another bird. Red's on the left, so you can tell it's headed away from us as it is.
Cessna 3 Bravo Whiskey contact Indianapolis Center on 121.325. Good day.
21325 through Whiskey. Get it?
Going to 121.325 Cessna 3
Indy
Bravo
Center, it's 3 Bravo Whiskey at
Indianapolis
300, flight level
343
300.
Bravo Whiskey, flight level 300. Cessna November 343 Bravo Whiskey, Indianapolis Center, continuous plan.
Anyway, this is only my second flight since SU-7, but I'm going to try to more aggressively descend to the altitudes that ATC instructs us to, assuming that this doesn't crash the desktop or freeze or whatever, because I'm sick of getting the IFR cancellations. That pisses me off. Right turn. We're passing over Angra right now, and then after that, Soggy. And that'll be a hoot when we fly over Rocky Top. Rocky Top is actually a place in Tennessee, but it's also a fantastic song by the Osborne Brothers, which is it's a little macabre in as much as. Okay, we're 109 miles out, and they're giving us descent instructions, so that's great. So we'll switch off of Mach mode. We're going to keep it 320, and we're going to initiate our descent. 2,000 feet per minute for now. 190 down to 19,000 feet. Anyway, the song's a little macabre. It's about well, among other things, it's about the murder of a federal tax agent who was trying to break up their moonshine ring. Pretty funny. Very catchy tune, though. It's a nice number. Beautiful Tennessee down there. I've never been to Tennessee. I'd like to. I'd like to visit all these Mid-Atlantic and Appalachian states. They have a lot to say for them, as far as I'm concerned. Local time here over Tennessee, 4:48 p.m. You can see we're a little wide of our track course. That's because half-bank mode is on, so it just couldn't or wouldn't take the turn so steeply. You can disengage that at this point. See, the course deviation indicator is reflective of that. Nothing to worry about. Minus 37 out. Hopefully the ILS works. Well, even more hopefully it doesn't freeze or crash the desktop. But I'd like to get a flight in today to Tennessee, and then from Tennessee on to Arkansas, then Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Utah, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, Alaska, Hawaii, and then we'll conclude our 50-state tour. 90 miles out, 25,700 feet. That's just fine. Hopefully this goes well, friends. I feel like I should almost all but just start using the term welcome friend, because I don't know if I have an audience more than about one. Maybe not even that anymore. But a beautiful day here over Tennessee. Truly a beautiful day. It was a gorgeous day here this morning. 63 degrees outside in my backyard right now. Beautiful on our run this morning. We started about 5:30, 5:36, something like that. A little chilly for us, but nothing unbearable. And then we, unfortunately, we have a big, what we call the Santa Ana wind event starting tomorrow. supposed to be 85 degrees tomorrow. I'm very upset about that. Zoom in on the MFD down to 10. 80 miles now. Keep our speed up as long as possible just to make sure we get to our destination in the most expeditious manner possible. Passing over the Laurel River and Laurel River Lake. I'm assuming that is a reservoir. You know, if they can't decide if it's a river or a lake, it's probably a reservoir. Looks like we got some traffic off to our 3 o'clock. Won't see them though. Pass us yet? Look at that. I think that's the Great Smoky Mountains, right? Wouldn't it be? Oh, I wouldn't mind being there right now. On some trail. Appalachian Trail. I'd like to do that. I'd also like to do the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail. You know, if I could take 3 months off work, and I can't, I would do that. I would go from the Mexican border to the Canadian border. That might be a little optimistic, 3 months, but anyway, it's 69 miles out now, 19,900 feet. Altitude's pretty good, but we'll keep it at 2,000 feet per minute, down to 19,000. Just about to level out. We should get further descent instructions momentarily. Come on. Give me further descent instructions and do it now. Slow to 310. Good. Down to 11,000, 3 whiskey.
Descend and maintain 11,000 feet.
It's as far as the approach goes, we got Rocky Top, I already mentioned. Finding these is a real bitch sometimes. Oh, there's somebody else on final. I don't know where the waypoints are in this thing. Oh, Goodle. Goodle, right there. Goodl. We need to be at 3,500 feet. And then Rocky Top, as I already mentioned, we need to be at 2,800 feet. It is a 14-mile final, which suits me just fine. 18,000 feet and 60 miles. Airport elevation, as I mentioned, is 981 feet, so we're actually just perfect. 3032. Came in at 3029 in the sim, but in real life, 3032 on the nearest altimeter. That's fine. 58 miles, 17,600 feet. Little chop. 40 knot wind at about our 3 o'clock. Nothing problematic in that. Left turn, passing over Soggy. 33.6, 3 whiskey.
Going to 133.6 Cessna Tree Bravo
Atlanta Center, it's November 343. Bravo whiskey is
at 16,600 feet.
for 11,000. Oops, I'm glad they said that. I forgot to finish that. 3035. Yep. 44.
Descend and maintain 3,500 feet. Expect ILS runway 23 left approach by Goodle transition.
Okay, Goodle and 3,500. As I mentioned, okay, we'll descend to 3,500. Whoops.
You are 43 miles north of Knoxville. Contact Knoxville Tower on 121.2.
Wow, tower handoff already.
Descend and maintain 3,500 feet. Expect ILS runway 23 left approach by
ATC's definitely a little bit goofy. Now, I said I was going to descend more aggressively to get to the altitude they told me to get to, and I meant it. So, we'll slow to 290. I'm tired of it canceling IFR. It's a frickin' pain in the butt. And it's unrealistic. So, and I think I'm speculating that it's doing it. Boy, that looks nice down there, doesn't it? it's doing it because the AI can't resolve why I'm not at the altitude they've told me to descend to. And so it just says, all right, it just quits. It's like, okay, you're on your own. And I don't want that. So they want us down at 3,500 feet, which is the published approach altitude for Google. We'll go down to 3,500 feet. You got it, pal. 44 miles out now and 13,200 feet. Perfect. Descending at 2,200 feet per minute, more than reasonable. Not exceptionally aggressive. Oh my God! Oh, I gotta take a picture of that. That is sweet. I love the haze. I don't give a shit what anybody says about bitching about the haze. I love it. Oh, look at that! Holy Christ, that looks fantastic. Alright, unfortunately, we do have to slow down, though. We're at 11,700 feet. We gotta get down to 250. A lot of water down there. Exactly what... Oh, Deerfield... No, Deerfield. The... I'm trying to read this. Clinch River. Interesting. Clinch River. Well, you see a lot of cool stuff in this sim when it works. And it's so goddamn photorealistic that when it doesn't tell me that it can't handle it. Ooh, slow down. 265. Just passing below 10,000 now. We'll slow down. Don't worry. Down to 3,500, and we're at 9,600 feet, and we're 34 miles out.
Atlanta Center Delta
Oh, boy.
1577 is passing flight level 3.
Now, wait a minute. Why am I still talking to center? Shouldn't I be talking
Delta
to...
1577 Atlanta Center, continue as planned.
Wait a minute. Didn't they tell me to contact... Didn't they tell me to contact Tower? I thought they told me to contact Tower. Didn't they say that when I was 44 miles out? Well, let's see how this rolls out. Okay, 31 miles out now, 8,000 feet. Well, I can't help it. I have to shallow out our descent rate a little bit. Down to 240. Oh, there it is. Landing lights on. Remember, we're landing on runway 23 left, so we'll be landing to the southwest. Right now we're headed southeast, so you know, and you can therefore infer that a right turn... Oh, that was awesome. That haze just appeared. It just appeared. That was kind of funny. We're going to make a right turn shortly. 28 miles out, 6,600 feet. Little too fast, or a little too low for my taste. Even with the AI goofiness, AI ATC goofiness. Slow to 220. Descending at 1,400 feet per minute. Coming up on Rocky Top, where we're supposed to be at 2,800 feet. Not coming up on it, we're still 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Ah! ILS. Showing us a little bit low, so let's shallow out our descent rate to 900 feet per minute. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to let it... I'm reduced to worshiping at the altar of things like this instead of alternatives. Oh my goodness, does that look fantastic. All right, friends, we got to keep slowing here. We're 24 miles out, slow to 210. We're still, I mean, we're at 5,100 feet. I don't want it to stop. We've got the tower handoff, even though we're not in contact with the tower, so that's goofy. But our minimums are 1165, so I'm going to set 1,200 just so we don't stop descending at 3,500 feet. 22 miles out now. Airport should, in theory... Oh, you can't see shit. It's too hazy.
Executive 61.
Shallow out.
Contact Indianapolis Center on 121.3.
Slow,
25.
200.
Good day.
20 miles out now. Got our right turn coming. Oh, that just looks incredible.
25 Exejet 619er.
Oh, can't get over how pretty that looks. One more. Okay, friends. Shallow out even more. 400 feet per minute. The ILS diamond is still high, meaning we are coming in underneath it, but it should start to drop soon. Once we make this right turn, you can see that's it. I'm prepared to now switch over to nav mode, and we'll start our right turn. There it goes. Coming up over Goodle right now. Goodle no lower than 3,500 feet, and we're at 3,800 feet, so that's fine. Look at that. Holy Christ, does that look fantastic. My God. Oh my God. All I ask is that you not freeze. Okay, now all I'm waiting for is for this green diamond to start dropping down. Just passed over Goodle. It needs to start dropping. Headed sort of into the sun, and there's haze now. So I would like to have an instrument approach. It's kind of hanging out there. Rocky Top's coming up. Activate APPR. This is tense. Very tense. 11 miles out. We're at 3,500 feet. The airport elevation is airport elevation is 981, 1,000 feet. So normally you'd want to be at 3,000 feet at 10 miles out. But with the airport elevation, you're only at 4,000 feet at 10 miles out. And look, friends. It's dropping. And as this, RA is 2,300 AGL. As this drops and gets to the midpoint, GS is going to turn green. Let's start slowing. 190. Oh, I'm very pleased about this. 8.6 nautical miles out. We'll slow to 180. Notch of flaps. What a pretty afternoon or early evening here in Tennessee. Should grab that glide slope. Come on, baby. Bingo! Right then as I zoomed in. Excellent. Very good news. Okay. Let's continue slowing. 7 miles out. Just 7 miles now from the airport. You can't see shit out the window. Oh, I can just see the runway. Barely. But we're on the glide slope perfectly where we want to be. 6.4. Let's go outside. Don't crash. Oh. Gear. Our beautiful girl. 343 Bravo Whiskey. Been all over the world in this baby. One thing that hasn't happened yet, though, is we have not been handed off to the airport. Another notch of flaps. Slow to our approach speed. See if we can buy some time here. 135. Full flaps. Tower. Nearest airport list. Where is it? TYS, McGee Tyson. Give me landing clearance, baby. 3.
Knoxville Tower, Cessna
Okay.
November, tree 4 tree Bravo Whiskey
4
is 4
miles.
miles northeast, 2,200
Auto throttle.
feet with Alpha to land. Cessna November, tree 4 tree Bravo Whiskey, Knoxville Tower. Altimeter tree 0 decimal tree 11026 and 7.
031.
Fly straight and runway 2 tree left.
Okay. We're good to go. Okay, flaps down.
Tree Bravo Whiskey wind 026 and 7. Cleared to land runway 2 tree left.
Here's the runway right there. 2 mile final. Cleared to
Cleared
land.
to land runway 2 tree left Cessna tree Bravo Whiskey.
Okay, friends. Auto throttle's disconnected. Airspeed's good. Got our landing clearance. Full flaps. Gears down. Callouts coming. We're just slightly misaligned to the left, barely. Winds, actually, I'm showing a 2-knot tailwind. I don't know where that's coming from. 500. Autopilot.
500.
Make a little dance to the right here. It's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Airspeed's perfect. Coming in over the highway. There's the runway, right on schedule. Approach course is perfect. Oh, we have taxiway lights here. You see them, the blue? 231. And runway 23 left. 10, 10. Pretty butter. Spoilers. Reversers. Yeah, we did land with a 4-knot tailwind. Interesting. I don't know if I exit left or right. I assume left? It's gotta be left, right? Take this one.
Cessna tree Bravo Whiskey, turn next taxiway.
I thought about taking that first one. We were going a little too fast.
Cessna tree Bravo Whiskey, contact ground on 121 decimal niner.
Well, that was a great fight.
121 decimal niner for Cessna tree Bravo Whiskey.
Landing lights are off. Text lights on. Pulse lights off. Timer's off. 34 minutes. Contact ground. Parking.
Knoxville ground.
Flaps.
Cessna November, tree 4 tree Bravo Whiskey, taxi to parking.
Spoilers first.
Cessna November,
Flaps.
tree 4 tree Bravo Whiskey, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha cross runway 5 right Alpha cross runway 2 tree left Bravo Charlie.
Well, which is it, Cochise? Left or right?
Aviation parking via taxiway Alpha cross runway 5 right Alpha cross runway 2 tree left.
Of course, there's
Bravo
no-
Charlie, Cessna tree Bravo Whiskey.
There's no taxi sign, so I can't actually try to divine what they actually want me to do. Well, you tell me, buddy. I don't know. I'm going to go left because it looks shorter. That's a little bug. A little bug. Like a flea. I don't know where they want me. I'm just going to go over to the gates. Fuck it. I don't want to spend a bunch of time searching for my parking space. Especially when they're giving me two... Why are they giving me 2 different directions? I mean, what's that all about? Well, today we're parking at the gates, my friends. This was fun. This was a fun flight. I mean, really, stunning visuals. It's technically perfect in terms... I don't mean my performance. I mean the Sims performance. All right, I'm just going to park it here at the gate. It's fine. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Where do you... No, fuck off. Right here's fine. Right? Fine with me, anyway. The Sim's like, no, where are you going? Okay, that's where we're parking. Okay. Acknowledge. Right engine. Okay. Pitot-static. Lights. Be interesting to see if they don't give me a landing credit because I didn't go to the parking space, but I don't care. All right, friends. Welcome to Knoxville, Tennessee. This was a fun one. These days, anything I can do to distract. I hope everybody's having a nice Saturday. I might try to take a nap. But anyway, thanks for joining us for this full flight video from Louisville, Kentucky to Knoxville, Tennessee. We're glad you could join us. Take care. We'll go back inside. I almost forgot. Sorry. And kill that left engine. Oh, it did drop the log stream. Very good. Anyway, KSDF, KTYS for our half-hour flight. Fun, fun, fun. Any way you can get it. Take care.